Alright, I got a perfect winter project for you, which is a do-it-yourself patio heater. And I'm going to go start to finish. Both of these are made out of propane tanks and scrap parts. One's a single, and this other one that's a double has got the wood storage area in the bottom. Pretty cool. One of them has, this double has the base of the original propane tank. The other one's the base is a cut in half propane tank bolted through. And we're going to start with the old propane tank. And these things are all over the place these days because they changed the code on these, and you can no longer turn these in with these old type valves. So of course, wherever you get this from, you want to make sure it's all the way drained out. This one has been. And you're going to devalve it, which is very difficult unless you know a couple tricks. So this valve is put in with a very heavy duty epoxy, and what you want to do is and it'll give you a lot more working room if you take this collar off. And these projects are all angle grinder and drill. That's all you need. To give yourself some more room, put on a good cutting blade. Use the appropriate safety equipment. I strongly recommend a shield or safety glasses and earplugs and heavy duty gloves. And you're going to cut through these welds. Take this collar off, hold it on its side, and you can either hold your knee on here or you can make some kind of a jig to hold this. I used an old pallet with some 2x4s spread like this and this to hold it in place. And then this is you're going to start spinning this counterclockwise. And I've done this many different ways. The best way I know of to do this is with a good ball peen hammer and a cold chisel. Put your cold chisel right in here and start whacking it. And keep whacking it, whacking it, whacking it until you get at least one good rotation. And then you can put a crescent wrench or monkey wrench on here and spin it the rest of the way out. It shouldn't have too much problem. Then your next problem, and do this at your own risk, I strongly advise using your head and being safe. LP gas is heavier than air, so it's going to be hard to get the remaining gas out of here. A couple good ways to do it is take your garden hose, fill it all the way to the top 2-3 times to push the remaining gas out, or use an air compressor and completely blow out the tank 3-4 times to get the remaining gas out. Otherwise, it's just going to sit in there and be very dangerous when you start cutting on it. Use your head. You get that valve out and you're ready for your project. And we'll start with the single one first. And like I said, this base is a cut in half propane tank. And then for my fire opening, I used an angle grinder to cut this. And if you score this first, if you go over it lightly, take a Sharpie and draw your pattern on here, however you want it to be. Go over it lightly to score a little notch in there, and then it'll be a lot easier to cut with your cutting wheel. For my pipe, I used an old exhaust pipe flange off an automobile I got from the scrapyard, and I cut this hole bigger. Again, scoring it slowly with an angle grinder and making a circle till I was all the way through. And then I attached this piece of steel pipe, which went on really snug to begin with. And then I used high temp JB Weld to seal that up. And it's very strong. And then the whole thing's coated in high temp black stovepipe paint, spray paint, to keep it nice and rust free. And then of course these old welds from this collar, you want to grind those all down so you don't have any burrs. As well as this opening, you want to grind this all off. And do that, patio heater's done. For the double one, base is just the base off the old propane tank left on. Got a square opening on the bottom. This is for extra wood storage. Next one's the same deal, cut with an angle grinder with this little arch here. And then for this stovepipe is a little different. I cut the hole bigger. I used an old collar off some scrap that I had that fit this piece of I believe this is 5-inch stovepipe, which which is just inserted in. And again, it's all painted inside and out with high temp snow black. But you could make these any way you want. And this is just drilled right through that old, where that old valve opening was. I just took the valve out and I put a big washer in there to hold it from that side and drill it through, and then put a bolt and mounted the two together. And it's very solid. You could make these out almost anything. I thought they turned out really well and cool. Or you could waste your money and buy one. It's up to you. I hope you enjoy my channel. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.